Hello everybody, and it's Maikito, and you can tell from the title and for those that tell last video's picks, we had a great day. I'll go over those picks at the end of the video, and I feel like after a good day like this, I feel like I always have a lot of pressure, especially the next day when it comes to delivering those picks again. But I will try my best as always. I feel like this next slate is more weird in a sense because the matchups in general are just more weird and not as much data on as many teams, but I still went ahead and tried to find the ones that I did like. So my first play is Ricardo Orsolini to go higher than 2.5 shots, playing at home for Bologna, going up against Shakhtar. He's gone over in 2 out of the 4 games so far this season, and both of those games that he's gone over have been at home. He had 5 shots and 3 shots against Udinese and Empoli, and he averaged 2.91 shots per 90 last season, and he took more shots at home compared to away. And he's also he takes free kicks for Bologna, like he'll take them directly and take those shots. And I mentioned that because I can see this game being a physical game, especially one against Italian teams, and two, Shakhtar, also an aggressive team. So I can see him maybe getting an opportunity as well for those free kicks, which is obviously good and in our favor. And he likes to cut in. He plays from the right, cuts in on his left, takes shots with his left. And you guys know I like to take players like that because I've always mentioned it doesn't take that much space for them to be willing to take a shot. Did it last video with Salah. That's how he took all of his shots as well. And he took 38 shots from the inside of the box and 20 from outside of the box last season. So he's going to take those from either wherever he gets the opportunity. So we like that as well. He's also a good dribbler, so he can take and create those chances himself. And Bologna's best, this is Bologna's best home fixture, if not best fixture in general that they have in the Champions League. So they're going to have to take advantage of this matchup. And Orsolini, in my opinion, is one of, if not their best attacker. Shakhtar conceded 12 goals in 6 games in the Champions League last season, and 9 out of those 12 games were away. So if you do the math, that's 3 goals conceded in 3 away games that they played. So they weren't a good defensive team against these big teams. And in Italy, Bologna hasn't been doing as great in the season, but Orsolini himself at home has been shooting well, which is what we want. So I see this. I like this shot. I like this play. I like Orsolini to go higher than 2.5 shots. My next play is Strelec to go lower than 2 fouls. Playing away from home for Slovan, going up against Celtic. He averaged 1.4 fouls per 90 last season, and he's a striker for Slovan, so it's not like he's going to be doing much defensive work. So I feel like this prop in general is just too high in my opinion. And in the qualification game that he just had not that long ago against Midland, he went under in both games, having 1 foul in one and none in the other. Like I said, I just think it's too high, and Celtic is likely to control the ball and have much more possession of the ball. And when the Celtic do control it, they like to control it in the opposition half, so more like in Slovan's defense. So I feel like Strelec is not going to have that many opportunities to get those fouls, and he's not going to want to be too aggressive against Celtic, just because obviously he's not going to want to risk getting sent off or anything. So he could get 1, maybe 2 is pushing it. I just do not think he gets 3. I just think 2.0 is too high of a mark. He's not an aggressive player, and he just doesn't get that many touches of the ball. Even in the league in general, he doesn't really have the ball a lot, so he can't get. I feel like he's not going to get fouls from dribbling the ball or anything. So I like Strelec to a lower than 2 fouls. My next prop is Neves to a higher than 0.5 shots assisted, playing at home for PSG, going up against Girona. And I like taking these types of props against Girona because even going into last season and even this season, they're not a team that are good defensively in the sense that they allow opponents to take a lot of shots. And if you look at the away games that they've played in the league, they gave Real Betis 19 shots, Atletico Madrid 11 shots. In the recent game against Sevilla, they let them take 16 shots, and PSG can easily take that many, if not way more shots, because they're just a better attack in my opinion. He's gone over in 3 out of 4 games this season. One of them coming off the bench and only playing 1 half, he still went over. He only went under in his last game against Brest. He averaged 0.97 shots per 90 last season, shots assisted last season, 0.5 in the Champions League and 0.32 in the Europa League. And that's when he was playing for Benfica. And now he's playing for PSG, where 1, it's a better team, and 2, he has more players that he can pass to that can take those shots. He can easily pass it to one of the attackers like Asensio, Barcola, Dembele. Yeah, and then he can also just easily lay it off to either one of his central midfielders that play with him, such as Fabian Ruiz or Vitinha, who will take those long shots. They like to take those long shots as well. And like I said, John allows a lot of shots, so I feel like he's gonna have plenty of opportunities to either lay it off to a midfielder and they take the shot, or he likes to send long balls as well, so he can send a long ball to one of the attackers and they can take those shots. So I like the odds at 0.5. John, they're not good at defending through balls, so he can send those as well. We just need him to get one, and I like the odds for John Neves to go higher than 0.5 shots assisted. My next play is actually still John Neves, but this time I'm taking his higher on his 0.5 shots. He's had 4 in his 3 starts that he's played so far this season. He averaged 1.13 per 90 in the league. He averaged 1 in the Champions League and 0.79 in the Europa League. This season, he's had 2 shots from just regular play, 2 shots from corners, and then last season he had 15 shots from regular play and 13 from corners. And the reason why I mentioned that is because he is only 5'9", but he actually wins 76% of his aerial duels, which is really high. So he can get them from corners and from regular play. And I mentioned that because Girona's one of their biggest weaknesses is winning aerial duels. So even though he's 5'9", he still wins 76% of the duels. He's going up against an opponent that are weak at allowing aerial duels as well. This season, the shots that he's taken, the 4, 2 have been from inside the box, 2 have been from outside the box, and last season in the Portuguese league, 16 were from inside the box and 13 from outside. So not only can he get those shots just in regular play inside the box, he can get them during corners, and he's also willing to take those long shots as well. And like I mentioned in the previous pick, Girona allow a lot of shots, especially away from home. So I like the odds that he'll take at least 1. He will shoot if he's given a chance, and he will have those opportunities. So he's gonna have space. He's a good young player. He's 19. He has a lot of energy, and he's gonna be involved in that attack. So I like João Neves to go higher than 0.5 shots. And then the last play that I like is Real Hatate to go higher than 2 shots, playing at home for Celtic, going up against Slovan. He's taken 17 shots in 5 games so far in the league, and it averages out to 3.93 shots per 90. Last season, he averaged 3.47 shots per 90, and the season before that, he averaged 2.34 shots. So if you look at his averages, each season he seems to be taking more and more shots, which is what we like to see. He's always been a shooter when he averaging 2.34, and he just keeps increasing, and now averaging almost 4 shots a game in the league. And this is the best matchup that they're gonna have this whole tournament, and it's a great matchup in my opinion. And I like that he's gonna be taking advantage of the chance he's gonna get. And in the qualification game that Slovan had against Michelin, Michelin took 20 shots at home, which is where Celtic is playing, and they took 15 shots away from home. And now they're playing a better attack than Celtic, in my opinion. So he can easily get these shots. He took 10 shots from inside the box, 7 shots from outside the box this season, 19 from inside, 19 from outside last season. So he's going to take those shots from inside or outside. And at 2.0, I feel like you're getting good value here. If it gets bumped up to 2.5, you can still take him there because either way, he would need to get 3 shots. But I especially like the safetyness here that you're getting at 2.0. So like Real Hatate to go higher than 2 shots. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. I also have the YouTube membership in the description if you want to get the plays out early before anyone else to try to avoid potential bumps and plays getting taken away, because it does seem to happen a lot lately, just because I guess either the big influx of players betting on the ones I'm saying, or could be watching my videos. I'm not sure. I can't really say. But it's also a great way to support the channel if you're interested in that. And then I also have my Discord link in the description. It's completely free. It's for those that just want to talk about the lines, put their own plays, hear other people's suggestions. People put other stuff there as well, tennis, whatever. They play other slips as well. And then also have my Cashapp, my Fliff, and my PrizePicks if you want to use those. And I really appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. My first moneyline play is the Dortmund moneyline against Club Brugge. They've won 2 out of 3 games so far in the league, and the only one where they didn't win was actually a draw against Werder Bremen. They didn't concede, but they didn't score. It was 0-0, and it took a man of the match performance from the opposing keeper with 5 saves and a Dortmund red card with 20 minutes to go. So I feel like they would have won it. One, that goalkeeper didn't have a great performance, and 2, that red card. So they should have won all 3 games. And they're the much better team, much better talent in my opinion than Club Brugge. They have great attacking options in Brandt, Gurasi, Adeyemi, and Malin, who are likely to start. Even off the bench, they can play Gittens and Bear. So they have good attacking options, and they also have a good defense with Emre Can, Gross, Sule, Anton, and then Kobo in goal. And I just feel like they're underestimating Dortmund just because they're playing away from home. Yes, Club Brugge is a decent team, but Dortmund, in my opinion, is just a much better team. And Dortmund's good on the counter. They're good in the air. So if they're good on the counter and Club Brugge attack, Dortmund have fast players that can score. If they played offset pieces, they're good in the air, so they can score off of them there. And Dortmund play possession of the ball, so you're going to have a lot of opportunities just in regular play as well. So Dortmund's going to have a lot of opportunities to score, and I like that because in the league so far in 7 games, Club Brugge have conceded 6 goals, and then last season in the league, they conceded 35 and 40, so they concede about a goal per game in the league, but that's against weaker opposition, and now they're playing against a strong Dortmund team who have a great attack in my opinion. And last season when they played in the Conference League, they were doing relatively well, but because they were playing lower opposition, but they finally played a good European team in Fiorentina in the semifinals and conceded 4 goals in those 2 games. And are playing Dortmund, who have an even better attack than Fiorentina. So I think they're underestimating Dortmund. So I like the Dortmund money line against Club Brugge. My second money line play, you can take either or, but I like the Celtic -1.5 against Slovan. If you want to play it safe instead, you can take Celtic to score higher than 1.5 goals, but I'm taking their -1.5. They've gone over in all 4 home games so far this season, beating Kilmarnock 4-0, beating Hibernian 3-1, beating Rangers 3-0, and Hearts 2-0. So, and those are the best teams in Scotland. So if they can do it against them, they can definitely do it against Slovan. They have a good offense. They have a good defense. I believe in the league. The 3-1 against Hibernian was in the cup. In the league, Celtic have yet to concede a goal. So I'm not even sure if Slovan can even score, which is why I like the -1.5. But if they do, like I said, you can take the safetyness at just them scoring 2. They're good on the counter, they're good on the wings, and they like to send through balls so they can attack from the wings, they can attack from the middle, they can attack from anywhere. And I think it's going to be too much for Slovan to deal with, especially away from home in the Champions League. And Scotland especially, I just don't think they're going to be no match for 1, all the pressure they're going to be receiving, and 2, just the away atmosphere in general. And Celtic, and the goals they've scored in the league, I believe they've scored like 14 goals, and it's come from 9 different scorers. So they can score from anyone. It could be from the defenders, midfielders, attackers. They are not like a one-trick pony in which the same 3 or 4 people score. They've already had 9 different scorers already in the first couple games in the league so far. And like I said, I'm just not sure Slovan score, and I just like Celtic. Like the Celtic -1.5 against Slovan. Quickly going over last video's picks, I had 2 added plays. Locatelli higher than 1.5 tackles, and Undav higher than 2 shots. Both of those hit. And then when it came to the YouTube, Mbappe's shots on target hit, Olise shots hit, Salah shots hit. Even if he took the bump at 3.0, that hit as well. Lau higher than 4.5 dribbles. He had none going into like the first 30 minutes of the game. They went down, and he got 5 within like 15 minutes. Got it by halftime, so that was just incredible for us. And then if you took the keeper combo, even if you took just a normal guy when he got bumped to 5, that hit. If you took the Neuer combo, that hit with just the opposing keeper by himself, which is what I called. And then I also had Dynamo Zagreb lower than 0.5 goals. If you took the Neuer lower than 0.5 goals allowed, like I mentioned in the video, that one hit. But if you did the money line, it didn't, because Neuer actually got subbed out at halftime. They were yet to concede. And then once he was out, Zagreb scored. So if you took it on money line, unfortunately, that was the only miss the whole video. But if you took the player prop, you hit on that. And then the Crystal Palace money line against QPR, they came through for us. So player prop, the player props were sweep. The money lines got 1 and 1. So it was just a fantastic day yesterday. It was a great day. And hopefully we can carry that momentum on to the next video. And as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment, usually about an hour to 30 minutes before kickoff time. If I find plays after that, like 10 minutes before, I usually don't add those because I just think it's unfair for y'all to not have the time to look at the video. So again, usually about an hour to 30 minutes before kickoff time is when I add those plays. And then I also have the Discord in the description if you want to join that. But then I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out again tomorrow.